Oh my god, I'm still hungover from last night. I'm at that weird type of hungover where it's like my head just feels a little cloudy, is all. Just a little, I have no thoughts going through my brain right now. I'm not even sure I'm talking. And my tongue is tingling, but you know what? That's just too much caffeine and too much alcohol pairing together to make me very, very confused at 10:50 a.m. Now, to get to the fun part, I was on a dating show last night. It was a lot of fun. My buddy was hosting it. I asked him, like, hey, can I get in for free? Because I wanted to try my luck. He said, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I sure as hell got in. And as soon as I entered, like, he came up to me, he hugged me, he was like, hey, bud, how you doing? You want to sign up today? You want to be a dater? And before I would have said no, but I figured he wouldn't ask me unless people genuinely did not sign up or if he just needed a wild card. So I said, yeah, sure, fuck it. I've signed up for his dating show twice before. It was hilarious as fuck both times. The first time I went up, I got matched with two different entirely straight women. That was extremely funny. The second time I went up, I actually did get matched. I don't know, let's just say I was very, very tipsy off of some risky Red Bulls and peach lemon drops. But let's just say your girl had so much fun that she went home with 8 different people trying to get with her. So that's fun. Did I go home with them? No, I did not. But they wanted to. Amen. You know you do well if you go on a dating show and you're supposed to only pick one out of 2 people and instead you get fucking every single man who has actual who has actual beautiful qualities to themselves like in your phone after, and also a hot autistic black goth lesbian. Oof, amen. Now, last night I went, I was mostly over being sick, but I still was like, it was one of those things where it's like I could breathe through both nostrils and all that, but I was still being really, really careful because I didn't want to risk shit, or at least extending my illness. But you know what? Tons of people went up, tons of people had fun. It was extremely funny because this one girl, like, she was a beautiful, gorgeous girl, and then she was on stage with these 2 niggas. One of them I recognized in the comedy scene, no personality, boring ass nigga. And then the other one was just this dude. He was okay looking, but they were both just really boring white dudes. And everyone in the audience hated them so fucking much. They were like, cause they like the dudes had no responses to anything, no answers at all. Like they couldn't even answer a question of where do you like to go for a date without like fritzing up and panicking or trying to say something perverted. So the whole crowd, which was mostly women, and they were specifically like LGBT women, like the gay community of very politically correct gay women who are also white. So it's like it was like a confusing mix of like problematic, but also still not that problematic behavior. It was the weird logic of if you're a man on stage, you've already lost, but if you are a person of color, we're going to give you a chance. And it was very interesting to see. But yeah, those 2 white niggas got up with this beautiful, gorgeous fucking Latina, maybe Indian girl. And I think she was Latina. Yeah, she was Latina. She was fucking gorgeous. She reminded me of Maddie Perez. But if she had a tan like fucking Jasmine or Esmeralda, she was fucking, oh my God. I loved it. But it got so chaotic that at some point, both men figured they would not have any luck, so they both were just about to walk straight off the stage because she was no way going to choose either of them. And the funniest thing happened. She looks over and she sees contestant number 1, and she's like, fuck no personality. That nigga is 6'5", and she latches onto him with no like. She goes from fuck these men to oh hi, how are you doing? Oh, my name's Samantha. Yeah. Oh, not bad. It's not bad. So why are you so shy up there? And they just immediately hit it off. They were still seen talking together by the end of the show. Okay, girl. It's like she's real as fuck. I understand her. I'm not even mad at her. I am 100%. She wanted those NBA babies. She wanted NBA and supermodel babies. And by God damn it, I hope she gets it. Beautiful ass kids. I understand her. And then, someone who I hate in the comedy scene, it was funny as fuck. Eventually, like, some other people went on stage. Yeah, fuck, this one really hot guy. Yeah, I remember I felt kind of bad about this, because he was getting on stage, right? He performed his comedy set, and the women on stage fucking hated all of his set. But mind you, drunk white women are still drunk white women, even if they are liberal or leftist and socially and politically correct. It doesn't mean you can't be an asshole. So the crowd was still full of very drunken assholes with the entitlement to, like, think about the most wild Nashville bachelorette party you can imagine, except a bunch of people have mullets and armpit hair and piercings. Still fucking hot, still a fun time, but you'd probably be like, damn, this shit kind of annoying. Like, Jesus Christ. It was like, I'm not saying it was Project X up in that bitch, but you would have. Ooh, the comedians were losing their mind trying to handle such a rowdy, obnoxious crowd. But it was a lot of fun. This fucking fine ass comedian, he got on stage. His name was like Autumn. Yeah, he was cute. He got on stage and he kept trying to tell jokes. He couldn't even get through like a simple two-liner joke where it's like, oh, I was hanging out with my girl's best friend, and then the audience would start booing, and then he'd say, my girlfriend's gay best friend. And that's obviously like a build up to a joke, but the audience, they still were just caught up drunk and caught up on the fact of it's like he has a girlfriend and he's hanging out with someone else, and they started booing the fuck out of him, and he couldn't even get to the real punchline. And like that happened with all of his jokes to the point where the nigga had to stop his set towards the end and be like, I don't have a girlfriend, this is just build up to fucking jokes, people. I am lying. These are joke build-ups. I'm single as fuck. And then hearing that he was single as fuck, the whole audience was like, woo! And started clapping their ass off. Why? Because Autumn is fine as fuck. He looks sexy. Like something between Kurt Cobain and maybe Brad Pitt a little bit, maybe not. So I don't know. Imagine some attractive white men and mix them together. You'll find someone like Autumn. It's like, what can I say? He looks good. He looks good. Autumn was so confused because it's like me. I was screaming the loudest when he said he was single because you know me. But really, like the comedians were laughing their ass off, and he was on stage hella flattered but confused. It's like, so they hate my comedy, but they love me. And he got on stage, and my buddy Seamus was like, Autumn, you sexy fucking idiot. Don't you realize all you have to do to succeed in comedy is just stand on stage and look good and shut the fuck up? And, but then they actually were like, okay, you hated his comedy, but you loved him. Who wants to see Autumn get back up tonight for a round of dating? The crowd went wild. But then as soon as he went up and they were like, any volunteers? Everyone went silent. So it's like a whole bunch of, like, everyone in the crowd was just like, we thought on it. No. And I was so close to going up myself, but I thought to myself, wait, what if something really amazing or funny or awesome is going to happen because two other people who aren't me go up there? Because I'll put it this way, not to like suck my own dick, but I am kind of the personality hire when it comes to events like this. If people need someone that will either go fucking crazy in the front row to like instigate like people laughing, people clapping, get the audience going, or if you need a last minute dater to really hype up the audience, then I'm like the wild card you put in for when a show's getting really fucking boring. And I thought to myself, I thought to myself, okay, he's fine as fuck. He has flirted with me very lightly once before. Like once, maybe twice, but like once. And I look pretty good tonight. Was I all surprisingly, I wasn't too ashy. I was all lip glossed up. I smelled good like fucking roses, baby. And like oranges. I was like, I can give it a shot. So you know what I fucking did? I was really baffled. I was like, this whole fucking crowd has loved Autumn. And now that it's actually a chance to get a piece of that pie, these bitches want to sit down and be humble now? When they were loud as fuck and proud about it a second ago. Wow. But then this one girl, she was like, I'm going to get my friends from the bar. My friends, they'll want to. And then just for them both to come back. And one friend had to basically be forced on stage, damn near. Because she liked Autumn, but she did not want to get on stage. Boo! But, she got up anyway. And the other friend, turns out that bitch didn't want to go up either. She just wanted to help out her friend. And I was like, you know what? Maybe... and also Seamus was on stage like going once, going twice, damn, anybody? And I really was like, I thought to myself, I want that. So let me go up. It's like I thought I can go up because who knows? Maybe something amazingly funny or a good date will happen because I go up. And right as I raise my fucking hand, you know what happened? Some other bitch closer to Seamus, more in his line of view, pops up and is like, me! And it was this sexy ass muscular Asian chick. She was fine as fuck, respectfully. Like, whew, yeah. And so they all got on stage. So the way the dating show works is that it's two contestants behind a curtain. And then the main dater is sitting on stage in the hot seat. And then to the right of the dater, you have like a panel of judges who are supposed to be your love gurus for the evening and tell jokes and like kind of instigate questioning to help get you laid. Now, for some reason, Seamus likes to hire fucking idiots. He likes to get fucking idiots repeatedly to do his goddamn fucking guru shit. And this one idiot in particular, oh my god, he fucked up big time. I hate this man. I'm not gonna say his name, but I hate this fucking man. Those who know. So this nigga, his one of his first questions, it's like, nigga, he didn't like he was just like, so how many dates does it take for you to put out to the women? And then mind you, we have an audience full of very fucking of politically correct women. Also drunk white women. So they all kind of like leveled up their abilities together to collectively shit on this man. They were like, you didn't even, that's not a question. That's misogynistic. You didn't even ask their name. And they were like, well, you aren't supposed to ask their names. It's a fucking anonymous dating show. It's a valid question, despite the whole audience being like, boo. He was not trying to change. He was sticking by his answer. And then you know what happened? 5 to 6 minutes straight of the comedian I hate most on that dating panel being fucking booed to hell and back. I was the loudest because I am a fucking hater. I was like, boo! Boo! Because fuck that nigga. So I had to pause because I had a sneezing attack. Jesus Christ. Now, to put it simply, nothing feels better than watching someone you hate in the comedy scene get booed by an entire audience of like like because they also wouldn't move on from the they could have went okay my bad too soon. What's your favorite food, like what's your favorite date, so, like anything. No, this nigga really just went straight for sexual harassment off the bat. And so the crowd was screaming, you're a misogynist, you're lame, you're ugly, boo. This nigga tried to be like, I have been married for 10 years, I know this shit, that's how me and my wife functioned. And the whole crowd was like, boo, so hard that it really was just like a painful but hilarious like 5 minutes of the whole fucking crowd booing him. That was spectacular. Beautiful. Amen. And then let's see, but that did suck for Autumn because basically, like, how do I put this? If I recall, Autumn didn't even get to choose a date because, like, Seamus just was like, okay, this is a trash fire. We're gonna have to wrap this shit up and get you the fuck off stage. Sorry, buddy. Maybe next time. I know some other people here who I can set you up with, maybe. And, like, Autumn left the stage. And I was gonna talk to Autumn later, but he did leave, so whatever. And then, let's see. And then this is where it's so funny because I thought I wasn't going up for the night and I got no warning in advance. Seamus basically says, now, can I get the lovely, amazing, incredible, this is one of my closest friends and I love her so much, get up for the amazing, the gorgeous Tamia. And it's like, oh shit. And I get up, I do my little spin and dance and the crowd loves me already. I get on stage and Seamus does a good job of hyping me up and I get 2 contestants. But the awkward thing is, I guess it's 2 friends. And oh my god, I'll put it this way. These bitches. Now, mind you, like the dating panel of comedians is still up there, and these niggas don't like me. Like, I'm not gonna say names, but let's just say the nigga who I booed with all of my chest was now sitting directly like fucking less than 2 inches from me, like fucking in like as I'm sitting in the hot seat. Next to him is the dude who hates me's buddy, who I guess is like neutral on me, but still most likely leaning to his buddy's side. And then the third guy who's just kind of like 50-50. Like sometimes I see him at events and he's Chill. Sometimes he's an asshole. You never really know what you're getting with this guy. But all I know is it's like, okay, I'm on stage with a panel of people who fucking usually act like they hate me. This is fun. And two mysterious daters to my right, and a whole crowd of lovely, lovely gay ass women who are very drunk and are really happy to see me. Now, let's see if I can remember last night for the best of my abilities. 1 second. So I remember that the dating panel, like, the guy in the middle, his name, let's call him Ty, he was good. He was like, so to me, I know you've done a dating show about twice by now. Considering you're back a third time, we must not be doing a very good job. And I said, yeah, you've been doing fucking terrible. The audience laughs. They like that. And, Ty's doing a good job of keeping it professional, keeping it civil. He's and he asked some questions that just aren't the best. And then the male contestants are like, totally bad, and just like the dude who hates me to the left of me, he's not saying shit. He has little remarks under his breath that he says into the mic that are very hit or miss, but the third guy, he's not saying shit. And if anytime the entire time he's been on stage he hasn't said shit, I was like, why did they even invite this guy? But whatever. And then the two male contestants weren't saying shit, and they were just being, it was like Jesus, it was so terrible. But for me, like, eventually I did just kind of decide, all right, I'm going to ask a question. Because I thought to myself, these niggas are boring. Let's get to the fun part. Me, I'm a juicy person, so I'm going to be honest. I just straight up was like, what kind of job do you both have? And the audience was like, ooh, and ooh. Because they were like, uh-oh, this could be a deal breaker. One of them said, finance. And I think the crowd went pretty wild with that dude. Like, relatively, like, timid wild, though. And like I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then the next guy said, I'm a plumber, and the crowd went twice as fucking wild. And I was like, for some reason they're fucking with plumber dude more, but okay, you know what? Okay. And then as time went on, like, no one was really asking proper questions, and shit, like, the contestants had no questions for me. Nothing was being said. It was boring. So I really just had to be like, all right, this is boring as fuck, and y'all doing terrible at this shit. So I'm gonna ask some questions myself, and the audience went fucking wild. And then I asked the dudes behind the curtain, the contestants I got offered. I was like, but it was so funny because right as I was about to ask, Seamus, he has a temperament and he wants to get the show rolling on a certain time frame and all that, whatever. This nigga gonna play the dun 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 dun, dun music to try to wrap things up, and he damn near snatches the mic out of my hand. And then I'm like, "What? I had one more question. You heard me." And he was like, "Tough shit, buddy. Hell, we can't always get what you want." And then the audience hated that. And like, the audience was giving, let a black woman speak, let her speak, one more question energy. And they were chanting and they were really booing the fuck out of Seamus. And Seamus kind of knew in that moment that he was an asshole, but he was an asshole in a way that wasn't cute or fun. He was an asshole in a way of like, oh shit, like they ain't fucking with me now. So what happened is he he kind of knew that it's like, okay, if I try to force her to choose a date and I don't let her ask this one more question after what is the most awkward, terrible set ever, and she's really trying her best to hype up this crowd, and they really like her. He just was like, I will let Tamia ask one more question. And I knew it had to be good, so I said, what's the best thing you've ever done to a woman and the worst thing you've ever done to a woman? And the audience was like, oh, that's good. That's really good. Even the people on the comedy panel were like, damn, that's really fucking good, actually. Like, shit. And I was happy. You want to know what happened? The niggas I had as contestants were boring as fuck. Cause one of them was just like in a thick Indian accent. He was like, "Ooh, I can tell you, it's automated," and we were like, "What?" He said, "I can't tell you, it's R-rated, and it's naughty." And I was like, and the whole audience was just like, "What the fuck is this nigga going on?" Also, sorry if that Indian accent is racist. I apologize, but it's just funny the way he said it. I'm sorry though. I like Indian people. Sorry if that was racist. I'm super apologetic. But either way, this nigga And also, it's like, okay, Nick, and I just was like, okay, nigga, say it then. You can't just leave that shit dry like that. Fucking tell us what it is. It's a safe space. And he still didn't say it. He's like, no, 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 I can't. And I just thought, why even like? And I thought to myself, okay, nigga, you have to eat like. If the only thing you can offer on stage when you're asked what the best thing you've done for a woman is allegedly an orgasm. Uh. It's like you don't want to know what I'm thinking, but I'm sure you can guess. You can get like let's just say it has something to do with a brick, and like that's all I'm thinking. That's all I'm gonna say, cause. But the other dude had a somehow worse answer. Like, despite how the question was, "What's the best thing you've done to a woman and the worst thing you've done to a woman?" Like, like I remember I asked that on the first time I've ever done this dating show to women, and they would say stuff like, ooh, I took her out for a nice fancy date and paid her bills, and the worst thing is I had a breakdown so bad that I traumatized her at a local train station. It's like, see, I don't like the women, even that, and that was when I got matched up the very first time I did that dating show with two entirely straight women because of a glitch in the system. Like Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus. How am I having more luck with women who aren't even attracted to me? Like, come on now. And I remember that specific dating show. Like, the comedians after were like, damn, that was just three women on stage who fucking hated each other. Like, I remember even on stage with some of the women's responses, I put a fake gun to my head with the fingers and I went, to show how fucking lame these niggas were. Like, holy fucking shit. That shit was hysterical, buddy. That shit was hysterical. Ooh, it was fucking funny. So I don't know, and then it's like imagine it's like my third time going up for this dating show, and now I'm actually paired up with men and all that. And they have good jobs, but they're extremely fucking boring. The second guy, he just was like, I don't know. And then the audience was just booing them and shit, and I was laughing my ass off. People were having fun. They were like, Jesus, they fucked up so easily. And like I still had people being like, you're too good for them, girl. You got this, girl. And Seamus and everyone was in a huff because of these niggas and how bad they sucked. So he was like, all right, bud, I have to ask. Like, these niggas are total losers. Well, he didn't say these niggas. He's white. But he did say, all right, bud. So you have to choose. Who would you absolutely choose? I said finance, and Seamus, he's a dumbass. So he was like, "All right, and which guy is that?" I said, I simply was like, finance, bro. Oh my god, like I just said finance because why? Because if I have to choose between two niggas who are boring, I'm gonna go for the ones who are making the money because they have a very good way of keeping you entertained. Even when they are the most boring people ever, they'll say yes to anything you do. And that's not me trying to be manipulative, at least not trying. I just genuinely mean that. It's like, okay. It's like, I'm sure plumbers make good money too, but it's like, I'm just saying, it's like a data analyst. It's like, you could just be like, we're going to a Michelin star spot in a fucking spa after. And they'll be like, yes, my queen. Yes, princess. It's like, it's nice. Also, I've dated a lot of software engineers before, so I know how their shit works better. What can I say? Now, mind you, it's a blonde contest, so we don't know what our matches look like. And, Seamus for appeal, he was like, all right, now first let's bring out the contestant that you missed out on. And it was this relatively attractive, but not like he was a butterface, though. Like, everything was nice but his face. He was this super ripped, muscular, like, Popeye's muscles looking ass nigga. Like, bodybuilder type. He looks objectively okay, like well enough almost. It's like his waist was snatched, his arms looked good. And he got like when he came out from behind the curtain, he kind of looked at me with a little bit of like, let's just say I didn't see any warmth in his eyes, and if there was something to it. Something about it was sus. But either way, he shook my hand. I was like, oh, okay, hey, a good, damn, you look good. Okay, shit, hello, how you doing? I shook his hand and stuff. This nigga death grips my hand really hard off the bat, but then he kind of loosens up and then he refuses to let it go. And then he seems like he purposely squeezes it on purpose. so that he could try to, I don't know if that was his way of inflicting pain on me or trying to show off his strength on some, yeah, girl, you could have had all this strength. Look at how powerful I almost break your hand type shit. I don't know what he was thinking. It was kind of weird. But you know what did happen? Then they went, and here's the contestant you chose. And the curtain got pulled back, and it was like this, like there's no way to describe him that doesn't sound insulting. But I'll say it like this: I certainly have a lot better words for him than the dude before him. It was this there's no other word for it. It was a fat Indian guy, you know. But hey, fat Indian guy, close in the age to me. And he wasn't like sloppy fat. Like there's sloppy fat, and I'm not like he was actually like fat, but in a way that's like, oh, teddy bear sized, like good hugger type, you know. And I already knew he was Indian. His accent gave it away. It's like he had glasses and stuff, and it's like, okay, he wasn't the most objectively handsome dude, but I didn't think he. It's like, oh, look at his nice long fucking eyelashes and big brown eyes. And you know what? This nigga's awkward as fuck. He could be creepy. He could be nice. Let's see. And like people basically kind of were being shitty in the crowd. They were like, oh, like as if like I lost out by not choosing the super muscular dude. Like I guess the crowd had a fucking limit to their political correctness. But they were surprised because I gave my date a side hug and I was like, if you want to sit next to me, you can. And then at several points, they saw us walking around and getting drinks and talking. And they were like, oh, wait, because, oh my God, you should have seen it. Before that, though, they did specifically say all daters to the front, and they said it like 5 separate times. And mind you, we were already standing at the front, but my dater was a fucking. There's no word to describe him that's not insulting. I'll just say, to be nice about it, dumb as fuck. So he would hear like Seamus fucking a foot behind us say, all daters to the front to find out who won a nice romantic dinner and who's the most lovable date of this evening. And my dater, like 5 separate times, walked the fuck off. And I would have to literally be like, get your ass over here. Get here now. And I thought to myself, please don't make me look dumb for giving you a chance. But, and obviously we didn't win. But hey, we were still fun. The people who actually won fucking deserved it. Amen. It was a blast. We went out. And then, like, we stayed at the bar. He got me a drink. And, like, he got me a hot toddy and he let me because he knew I was like recovering from sickness. I probably shouldn't have had alcohol in the first place or even have gone out, but you know what? I was able to breathe easily through both nostrils and I had no throat pain for the most part. So I was like, let's have fun. And the hot toddy did help. And then later on, like, oh my God, you should have seen it. Like, we got back to our seats after getting a drink or two, and the fucking comedians on stage were like, oh, like this one motherfucker. I don't like this comedian. I'm not going to say his name to be good about it. But he was like, oh, look at this motherfucker. And he does like an Indian accent impression, like, hello, my name is Punjabi. Like he does a racist ass impression of an Indian person. And he's like, oh, I like to touch the ladies. I like to, like, and then he's just like, he points to my date and he's like, fat as fuck. Look at this guy. Like, like Jesus Christ, like to think that this guy got the girl when the other guy could have. And I kind of laughed just because it's like a okay, fuck these niggas, they mad. But the guy on stage was like, see, even your girl agrees. Even your girl agrees that she should have chose the sexier muscle man. And I was like laughing but shaking my head no, because it's like fuck that shit. Be not. But oh my God, you should have seen it. People are like losing their fucking mind because not only did I choose the fat guy, but I didn't regret my decision. We were actually having good conversation and we were actually really enjoying ourselves. The looks I got all evening, like several comedians in a row were just like, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy, this fat ass motherfucker, really, this creepy. If this nigga wins in life and actually gets more pussy than I do, then I'm gonna fucking kill myself. And were the jokes funny? Yeah, they were. But it's like people were just fucking losing it to the point where even later in the night, to skip along this story, oh my God. Oh my God. So what happened was, like, at some point, my date's getting me another drink. Very sweet of him. And then these girls approach me, and they're loud as fuck with it. Like, at first, they were nice and sweet. They were talking about clothes and stuff. And then they were like, me and a bunch of other people were basically saying that we think you regret not choosing the muscular dude. But really, like, is there any reason that you chose? Because you seem happy. You're not choosing the muscular one even now. Is there a reason you're sticking with the fat guy? Like, and then, like, another girl who was black and alt, she was a lot more blunt. She was like, is it because he has money? Is it because he has a lot of money? And is a finance guy? Because a lot of us are wondering. We want to know. And I was like, yeah, really. But it, like, and but I was like, well, he seems sweet and he seems nice and we got matched up, so why not give him a chance? And I said that with when my date was in earshot. But even when my date kind of walked off, I was like, yeah, but the money isn't part of it. Like, yeah, it's like, you know what? Fuck looks. Looks fade. Money doesn't. That's a good career right there. And it's like that, he also seems nice. Or at least I think I slid that last part in. I don't know. But it's okay. I let myself be an asshole sometimes. But even then, it's like, okay, well, what can I say? It's like, simply put, it's like, sure, I could have a fucking plumber who's a 6.5 in the face and a goddamn almost 9 in the body. Or I could have a plushy teddy bear type nigga who is like, oh my, you should have seen, like, my date was, the guy I actually got matched up with was genuinely ecstatic. Because of all the people who expected him to have luck with a woman tonight, I mean, last night, he was the most shocked. He was like that. Like, the only thing he wasn't doing was physically jumping in the air, but he was fully like full body vibrating and shaking. Like, yeah, I'm so glad I came out tonight. I almost didn't come out tonight. Like he was, and I was like, that's cute. I like when men do that. A man who's excited to date me is a good man. I'm always a big fan of that shit. But dude, I kept having people come after me. Like bartenders kept looking over like, okay. People kept looking at me like, okay, so either she's a like either she's blind as fuck or she's a really good person. Like, it was like Shallow Hal type energy I was getting. Cause mind you, the Indian dude who was fat didn't look bad at all. He didn't, like, no, he actually had nice clear skin. He was pretty cute. Well, like, it's like, okay, yeah, he's fat. He may not have the most Eurocentrically attractive features, but it's like, okay, I like people with big noses. I like people with chubby cheeks. And I like fat people. I've dated fat people. And I'm okay with okay, it's like, was he a little bit of a pervert on stage? Absolutely. But that just sounded like someone who was trying to be funny and it failed. I'm willing to give him a chance to see if he fucks up or not. What was really funny though is that eventually his fucking friends, like, it turns out that the other contestant on stage, the muscular one, was actually friends with him. And like, it was so funny because it's like the other contestant and another person in the crowd who I recognized. I guess they were both friends with my date. And they both just had the most stank energy ever. Now, like, I could theorize, like, oh, what if they just don't believe that I'm with this guy for good reasons and they think I'm just some sort of gold digger or a weirdo with awful intentions for hurting their friend? Is that true? No. Believe it, I don't just come out the gate like I'm gonna hurt people. At most, it's like, ooh, I could do with this type of person. I could do this, this, and that with. Like, it's like, bitch, I'm just planning activities we could do or things we could try. But even then, I was just talking to him that night because he seemed like he was actually a genuinely fun guy to talk to. And then, but this is the reason that kind of makes more sense based on what I could see and how everyone in the bar was acting after the show and during the show. Because his buddy, the one with the muscles, seemed especially pissed off. Especially that he lost. Because in my experience, like, mind you, I'm friends with Seamus, and even I've had this with him and plenty of other people. Nothing pisses off a dude who works out like seeing a hot girl with a fat guy. Like, if you're a bodybuilder type and you see a really attractive girl who willingly does not go for you because she's fine with, like, your fat friend or a fat friend with money or whatever, like, these dudes hate it. So, like, it was just like a cold ass, angry ass energy where it's like two niggas who just were not happy for their friend on some that should be me envious, jealous type shit. It was so pathetic. But, it was a blast. And they were so fucking weird. They were just hella weird. But I had a great time. I had a great time. But you just really should have seen it. People were losing their fucking minds. It's like anytime I looked away, it was someone giving me a, hey girl, blink 3 times if you need help type of stare. Or people being like, why is she with him? Or people being like, Oh, what the fuck is that in the corner there? Like, people were really just like, what the fuck? It's like, Jesus. Have you ever seen that GoDaddy commercial back in the day where it's the hot supermodel making out with that really fat rosacea having nerd with glasses? They were acting like it was that. Whole time it's like, no, I'm just a chick in a maxi dress and stuff, giving a dude who looks actually objectively pretty good, like, conversation and giving him a chance. Because ain't that what the show is about? Like, trust me. And we actually had a time. Like, we actually had so much fun. Like, we talked for a few more hours, and I went out and we got chicken sandwiches and garlic fries together, and I had more jokes. And he only said one really pervy thing towards the end of the night. And I remember and to put it simply, at some point, like, at the end of the night, he did ask me, like, oh, out of curiosity, like, they asked on stage, what are your kinks? And I said, one, they never asked that on stage, especially not with us. They probably asked with someone else. Two, uh I was like, I'm not talking about that with you. He was like, why not? Don't think I can handle it? I said, no, because I just met you, and I don't like men who act like that. And he said, oh, so you want the gentleman type? I said, yeah, I would hope every man that I interact with is a gentleman. I don't like anything but that. And he was like, ooh, in response. And I just was like, yep, nigga, you are officially scaring off the hoes that you were lucky to get in the first place. I was like, I'm not gonna let this nigga walk me home. I literally gave him back his jacket and was like, oh, I hear you could call your ride back here. I can get home safe. It's close enough. Bye. And let him go about his merry fucking way. Like, we still hugged twice, though. We still ended on good terms. But I was like, okay, this nigga definitely has, ugh. Like, there's a, okay, I want to say a joke, but it's problematic. I'll put it this way. If you know how India is called the rape capital of the world right now, because most women who go there, if they aren't sexually harassed, they're sexually assaulted. And like how it's just like an obscene amount of statistics between the amount of violence that young men do to women. So I don't know, how do I put this? Sometimes I meet certain demographics and it's like, huh, like, sometimes that just happens. It's like, no offense, anytime I've been on a dating app, I kind of, this is going to be really problematic. I usually do not swipe on Indian men on dating apps. Not now, mind you, I'm attracted to them. But they'll usually do something like, oh, hello, beautiful, how are you? I'm good, how are you? Good, good. Can I ask you a question? And then I'll say, oh, sure, ask anything you want. And then it'll be one of those tap to reveal hidden messages on Bumble, and I'll tap it, and it'll just be a mile-long essay that's like, can I please suck a fart out of your ass and slurp it like fucking udon noodles, and then stick my tongue in your pussy, and then put my tongue back in your ass, and then put my tongue on your nipples, and then my tongue in your ear, and then my tongue in your other ear, and then lick your nape, and then lick your ass crack again, and spit on your pussy, and fuck your pussy raw, and then come inside you? Question mark. And it'll say question mark at the end because it's like a dude just said that with voice to text and didn't bother to grammar check it at all. And it's just like, hmm. And then, no offense, it's like, let's just say there's a limit to how many interactions you can have before it's like, I like, how do I put this? Eventually you start noticing a pattern. People say you're racist for learning a pattern, but I'll just say it. Anytime I've been like, you know what, this Indian guy seems cute, well adjusted, all that, I'll swipe right on him. And then his profile could say he's looking for long-term relationships. The first thing he says is, I want to eat your pussy in my hotel room tonight. And then I have to unmatch. Or something incredibly, like, offensive, like, ooh, I love dark black chocolate ebony queens. Can you let you, can I lick you like a fudgesicle? Question mark. And it's like, it's just always sexual harassment. And like, no offense, like, whenever I date certain demographics, like, so, like, Jesus Christ, it just doesn't go so well. So then it's like, okay, so like, let's just say it, like, trust me, I give people chances, but eventually it's like, okay, like, if you are really on the list of demographics I don't date, then truly put, it means that a lot of men in your culture as a collective have some work to do. So I already knew, I knew to expect a little bit of nonsense with this dude, but he kept it in, he didn't give the energy of like, like, rapist, at least not as of yet. He gave the energy of like total virgin who has never dealt with a woman before and is really trying his luck. And it's like, okay, I'm cool with that, just like, within reason, within limits, nigga, because I swear to fucking God. Like, I'm just saying. But shout out to Indian people, we love Indian people. well, okay, the ones who aren't racist and the ones who aren't extremely misogynistic. And if that is a small demographic, then okay. Sorry. I get the feeling this video is going to be used to cancel me from years from now. Shout out to Punjabi people. Shout out to Indian people. Shout out to Hindu people. We love you. God bless you. You're beautiful. Amen. But yeah, I expected that nigga to be creepy as fuck. I fully expect it's like just to an extent, but he did very well, and we had wonderful conversations about anything but sex tonight, and we got to enjoy like we got food together. We had a nice long conversation. He was a sweet guy, but I really wish you could have seen like it was just nonstop glares or hate. Like his friend, the muscular one, the one who when I said he got on stage. That nigga's reaction himself was the funniest because it's like he really had a look of pure like if not malice then the look of yeah she's gonna regret her choice, she's gonna regret not choosing me. Like the way he kind of shook my hand and then death gripped it almost as if he wanted to cause pain or just to show off his strength. Either way it's giving pussy boy energy. It's like it's not gonna make me like you or regret my choice anymore. And it's like really come on now. And then his buddy came up and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it. And then it seems like that made him even more irate. That it's just like, oh my god, I can't believe she would willingly give my friend who doesn't get many bitches a chance. How dare she? She's supposed to go for a muscular king like myself. And he was just so pissed. Oh, he was pissed. Like you like really it's such like these bitches really approached me and my date with their arms fucking folded and crossed, hella skeptical, hella sad, hella angry. I really wish you could see it because it was the funniest shit ever. Meanwhile the guy who won me was on top of the moon like literally like, hey guys, how are you doing? Yeah. And they were like, we're gonna go to the patio. So and then but I'm anemic and shit, so I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that. But if y'all want to sit here and chill here and talk here, that's cool. But if not, we can always talk to you later. And they just were genuinely like hella oh, I wish I had a better way to describe it, but I'm still kind of hungover and a little congested because alcohol probably was a terrible idea, and my stomach hurts, so I'm probably gonna take a weird shit later. Sorry, not to be too TMI, but yeah, that shit was funny. Cause the date was over the moon. He was bouncing in his seat, like smiling from ear to ear, happy as hell. And I love that type of man. I'm a magnet to men who are software engineers, who are just ecstatic as fuck that a woman's in their presence already, but especially a really hot one. He was over the fucking moon, and his friends were so spiteful. Like his friends looked like they wanted to hit him in the head with a brick and just snatch me up on some fucking Bowser shit. Like what the fuck? It was so strange. But I said strange, very strange. All right. But shout out to that. Sorry for any offensive things I said. But am I? Yeah. But yeah, I had a wonderful, hilarious fucking evening. It was a beautiful time. 10 out of 10. Bye.